Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Good morning. Okay, well, looks like I missed the open here, but looks like we are moving down a little bit. Do we have any news today? Let's grab the links here while we're at it. Let's grab the... I love hearing myself. Okay. Bonds. This guy that's posting this thing, he's doing it everywhere, so just do the easy thing. Okay. Okay. So anyways, when we look at the profile here, of course we had the weekend, but we're a little bit lower. I'm expecting that you might see a little bit more buying than usual, but it's tough to say. The spread is actually moving up. That's interesting. Right, so it is a Tuesday. Manufacturing PMI. Oh, so we have PMI at 8 o'clock. So until then, I think that we should be relatively range bound. So I'm looking for this to come down to maybe the 03 area, and maybe we get a fade. Yeah. We'll hop in chat over here. Oh, we should change this, by the way. There you go. NVIDIA. Okay, so they are absorbing right there.
A lot of big lots traded into 4 there. Sold 21.5 for a couple minutes.
Kind of looks like ZB is moving big today. Bitcoin is a little bit higher. It's still not above my 7,500 though. Wonder if shorts are gonna. Wonder if longs are gonna give up. I think longs are gonna have to give up.
Coming up on its VWAP at 4. They've got a sell program in 2 year. Wasn't a program. Yeah, no, it was a program. Kind of funny. Every second on the second they sold 69 on.
You said 04 on the bond?
What did I say? No, on the 10 year.
Oh, okay. I guess I was just confused on what you were talking about because you mentioned the VWAP. I'm noticing though that the bond is really moving today.
The VWAP is the bond.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay.
Sorry, I forgot what I had mentioned. Yeah. Yeah, the VWAP on the fund for its pit session is 04. And it's at 05.
Hmm. $143.04.
Bought the 10-year there at 04.
I see ZF hitting some support.
The bund has got to get through VWAP for anything.
Okay.
And more size bought 04 in the 10-year.
Okay. I mean, that trade was like a super early one. You know? I really should have. Okay. Well, it was okay. So when they started buying into it, I really wanted to see it hold, and so them attacking L3 high FAF was a signal that I was wrong.
530s offering 3.25. Oh wow. Offering now 3.5. Pretty aggressive steepening. Bunch of sell orders. Size just hit U9, Z9, H20 in $0. Just hit the bid. Just shifted to a short bias in the 2-year. I'm just still short. My average position is at 21.5, 2-year. Scaled some last night and some this morning. The yeah, 30-year. Go ahead and move on. Sold 8,400 into 03s. $9 dollars. It's pretty big.
Okay, so notice that I'm noticing the 5-year popping up here. And this big order that's showing up in the 5-year. And the 30 did bounce off of the bottom there where the big order at 14 is. I see a setup here in the spreads that I've never seen before, and I'm not sure what to make of it, but like they're steepening really, really hard here, but we're right at some long-term resistance levels in the knob spread. So are they going to bounce? If they bounced off of that, you start flattening again. But if we started flattening again, wouldn't that still kind of push us down? I don't know.
I mean, you can have a bull or a bear flattener, a bull or a bear steepener.
Yeah.
You're talking about like just the outrights being pushed down because of a flattener?
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. Yes.
That's why I say it's weird, because it does kind of seem like if we were going to reverse, that we would start moving back up, right? So then we're going to get a bull flattener or something like. It's just kind of a weird setup, because this thing that's been happening since the 30th, where we steepen like that, while the everything is overall going down, is kind of a rare situation. Usually the outrights tend to follow the spread too.
Right. So you're saying a bull flattener is normal, right? Intuitively. Because, I mean,
I'm not very good with the terminology. But like the way that I look at it is that when the knob spread is going down, that the 10-year tends to be going down too.
right.
So in this case, that's not what's happening. What's happening is the bond is just moving down so ridiculously much right now that. Fix this.
Well, the very least, the steepening, which is it's kind of odd, and even in the 2s and 5s, where we're seeing a little bit of steepening, they're not really doing much in the Eurodollar spreads. I mean, I would expect like 26 or 26 and a half to be offered here in the E8 M9 spread. But I mean, we're really not. We're just kind of at the mid of the overnight range in a lot of these spreads throughout 2019. Like even the 2s, 10s are offering a full point steeper.
Well, I did see there was that buy in the 5-year, and we thickened up a little bit below us. So there is that on the DOM. They did come for at least a little bit of a pullback.
Yeah, and they earlier whenever we were here in the 5, 2-year was bid 21.5 still. Now we're offered 21.5, and the 21.25 bid not horribly huge compared to the 21.5 offer. They're coming off, definitely coming off a little bit.
Okay.
Like mostly, I don't know.
So that's a no.
So there was just then, whenever the 30-year takedown, it kind of corresponded with a couple thousand lots being sold to O3s in the 9 Eurodollars.
Mm, that's not right.
Op contract is now offering 4 points on the day. Cheaper.
Iceberg City. Okay. Okay, well, it made me doubt for a second, but now it's behaving more like it should be. Kind of need to see more indication that the 30-year is going to pop up. There's a 5-year is kind of doing something. I'm going to guess there's going to be an iceberg there too. It's looking a little better. Okay, they took it. Oh, it was only 628, but not a very big bid. Need that to cause ZB to tick up. No, that's interesting. So the 5-year did tick up, but the 30 just still looks awfully heavy. See them trying to fight it back in the 5G now. But there is absorption on that one. Only took 628 to tick up, and now they're absorbing almost 3,000. Okay, so that was bad. Oh, there's a bunch in chat. Let's see here. Back from vacation. Hey guys. Dude, good last week. Yesterday was a holiday, so took the day off. Yep. Okay. Well, today is just looks really weird to me. So I took that off. I mean, I would still be okay. Maybe even about to get a tick. But it just was a little too nerve-wracking for me. Well, the big orders do appear to be buying. Okay.
Buying you aggressively here. Well, they bought Z8 anyway. Lifted half.
Okay. So now it's really clear when they ticked up, they're leaving 5 behind them. Oh, it looks like we kind of got scared out of that one. I think it's okay though, I mean. ZB, Gabriel ZB is the 30-year bond. This is the ZB, ZN, ZF. 30, 10, 5. See, that's why people get all confused on the whole spread thing. Because I have my instruments set up If it ticks down there, I'm thinking, I don't know if I want it or not.
It's sold 4.5 there.
But when the knob spread is going up, this one tends to buy more than this one, and you can see that's true. But normally you would have like the shortest term maturity over on this side. You know what I mean? So it kind of the way that I look at it is maybe a little backwards from the way that some people look at it. Well, this is still steepening, even though we're going up. So I was just saying there, the part of the thing that I think kind of screws me up when I'm talking about spreads with people is that I have the 30-year on the left. So I have like 30, 10, 5 instead of 5, 10, 30 like you would normally see on a chart. So on my chart, if it's steepening here, you know, the 10 is moving up more than the 30, then I know that it's steepening. So it's like it goes the same way as the knob spread should be, whereas other people it would be the opposite. But that's just, I've only seen one time where it went clearly against the direction that the 10-year was going, and that was when somebody was making a spread trade based off of them thinking that the government was going to start issuing more 30-year bonds. It only did it for like 2 weeks, and then I'm kind of tempted to sell that. I'm tempted to sell it, but I don't think that that one particularly matches in with my strategy.
Short 4s in the
So it could have sold all for half and it would have worked. But my whole thing is it should stay range bound. Like, I'm skeptical that we're gonna come down to 03 again and bust through it. And if I see that stacking up again, I want to buy it. So that one's more in line with my strategy, although we're kind of like on the edge of where I would say it goes through versus doesn't. Based on my theory.
I actually canceled the bid.
So it's going through it there, right? But the 5 year's not. Okay, now the 5 year did it. So, and the big one in the 14 broke too. Well, that was a little dramatic.
The bond is at its VWAP again. But I was wondering what the hell we were doing, why we stopped. That's stop and see.
The 30 definitely absorbed a ton there. 2,000.
Yeah.
And you can see the wall in the 10 starting to form, but I'm not too sure that you can lean too much on that one. So they might just pull it, especially with it being at 20.
Right. knob spread is offering 5-point steeper.
Well, that knob could still go a couple more points up.
Those 21.25 in the 2-year either.
I mean, if it turns around, it would be okay to buy 3. So.
On 4.
Okay.
There we go. Good. You didn't do anything there.
And the 5 years still stuck too. It's kind of interesting considering that the E-mini is not really moving.
Fixing the flat. 1/4 in the 2.
And the E-mini is kind of in a vulnerable position.
Line and a half is the overnight low. In the
Okay.
I tried to take 2.5 there as it went. I'm 700 in the.
He sees it too. Yeah, I saw it too. I clicked, but I'm like way behind you. My strategy lets me take 3, so.
I took 3s. +2. 20.
So, this is, I mean, we'll see if this one turns.
14, the 30-year, get up there. Or if it goes bid anyway.
We'll see if it turns what it does here. But if this trade works out, it's going to be really interesting because what we had there was a strong tick down at 0.25. It really looked strong and like it could continue through. And that was a place where in the past I would have tried selling into it and get disappointed. And so to be on the other side of this is really interesting to me. Well, something has definitely changed. But the sellers aren't just going to give up just like that. Come on. Okay. That 30-year. Okay. That we really need CB to tick up. Hmm. Well, the 30-year is definitely threatening it. Don't push him, guys. He'll do it. He'll do it. Okay. Well, the 5-year ticked up. There is definitely a sub program still over here in the 30-year. This is interesting. This 12 is getting thick. Holy shit. Ha. A little bit. Guess it's going to take more than that to break this stalemate. Okay. Finally broke up. Fighting a little bit, but it did tick back up, and they're actually absorbing contracts at 12 now. Man. Now they got somebody, they're gonna push it. They just waited for some strong buying to come into the bond, and then they immediately pushed it down.
There's a sell program in the 2-year, selling 2 lots about every 2.5 seconds. Been doing that for about 4 minutes now.
Okay, well, that's that, folks. So I'm wondering, can you buy like right here?
It's now moved up to 3 lots that they're selling. Back down to 2.
I've never seen the bond so heavy. Like seeing 1,300 buy into 10, that would normally be good, at least for a little bit of a pullback.
Sell program is still at it.
Oh, gave me 10 there, didn't it? Yes, it did. Jeez. Well, at this point, we can wait for a pullback, but I have to say my readings failing me today. And now the 5-year is getting a big offer too. Really screwed that one up because I had the 3, and then when I wasn't able to get things back out and unwind, I should have just taken it -3 there. So are they gonna come in and buy the E-mini here?
Cover the entire position in the 2-year for just +1 tick.
The CIA is listening to us again. I mean, it's getting thick above us too. 120, huh? So that's the funny thing is when I said 04, remember when we're at 04.5 and I'm like, I really want to sell it here? But my strategy said that I should wait for the bounce down here at 03. Well, when it touched 0.25, that should have invalidated the whole thing, so I think I kind of screwed that up in general anyways. So I wasn't right. Should have stayed out. But like, in order for me to take it now, I think I would either have to see a really, really strong flip in the book, and it would really have to be in ZB too, by the way. I do think they might flip here. Yeah, wow, okay. So that might be the sort of thing that you would want to see. That bid in the 10-year went up to 4,000 immediately on the tick. This is, I'd buy this one. Yep.
About a minute and a half till equity cash open.
I want to take this one, but I want to take it 2 minutes in front of. See that? They've sold 3,000 into it and it's not even budging. Okay. Okay, so there's a sell tick, but it wasn't as strong. But this is 4,000 now, so that's not necessarily good. So they can sell the E-mini at the beginning here. Okay. Yeah, Uzi was pointing out that there's big buyers in ZB. When you look at it now in retrospect, they were definitely there at 07 and 08, weren't they? They were absorbing it on the bid, and then they sold through a pretty big sell there too. I'd have to say I'm not seeing like a stronger signal coming back the other way, and I'm
12,000 contracts per 5-minute interval the last 30 minutes in.
I continue to see a lot of volume traded here too, but the problem is that the most volume is coming in at 02. So like, I mean, it means that my position is good, but I might just have to take +1. Because I don't know if the pressure is going to continue through the other side. And that 015 is not as solid as it should be. Well, the E-mini is having a little bit of a fight there. Okay. Let's see, there's the E-mini going down now. That was where I said I would maybe buy. But if I want to buy the E-mini, that means that these are going to go lower. Yeah. Was he saying that the book in ZB looks like it's trying to flip? This is definitely the case. If they can get back above 11-12 area in ZB, then we would definitely be in a good spot. So if just ticking 11 would be significant. We didn't actually trade 6. You should keep that in mind. We didn't actually trade 6 as unfinished down there. Okay, so there's this strong tick again. But a lot of heavy sellers at the bottom of the range would be really easy to trap if they can get more initiative buyers. Well, they ticked 11, so that's 4. They need to get through 12 again. That's not good. I don't think. Yeah. See that O2 is balanced. All that tells me is that my spot is okay. It doesn't really give me a probability on if it's going to reach the target. I think the E-mini wants to keep going. Look at that. But the bond is not responding in kind. Ah, gosh.
Get filled in some of my 2-year position. Try it out. +1. Oh, there we go. Whole thing is filled. +1. Probably only be looking for short trades in the 2-year all week.
Everything's going down.
Yeah, gonna be one of those days. Bank of England. Bank of England headlines regarding Brexit and rate hikes.
All of my trades have been buys, haven't they? Yeah. I mean, equities look like this is going to hold for now. I might take another little spill and then.
Knob spread now has a weak offer at 5.5.
This is going to go without us. Well, fetch.
I'm glad I got a 2-year position. Yes. weekly profile for ES last week. I mean, we're moving through just a big, like, no volume zone. I mean, it could crash down. Probably won't see anything until I'm seeing 78.5 to 76.5, which was the prior week's high. After that, I would look at the 68.50 level. But I mean, we may catch ourselves here. Averaging 16,000 contracts per 5-minute interval in the 10-year of the last 30 minutes.
There was quite a lot of volume when it went down there and bounced off of the 120 0 half area for the second time. This right here. Suck. Well, I think that Warwick's going to say that my plan worked, but I kind of missed it. Didn't I? So 1-5. Bought it. Sold it at a 1-tick loss. Could have held it. My fault. My bad. But I'd already had 3 losses, so I guess it doesn't really matter because I'm already at my limit for the day. Well, I guess we could bottom feed in the E-mini now. How does that sound? See, I got in here. Interesting. Okay, well, we do have news at the top of the hour. What we saw there may have just been profit taking. Hmm. Yeah, it was funny because I mean, we bought down here, like it did it, like we saw the spots. It was just kind of like I totally played it wrong.
Probably gonna try to short threes. Okay. And in here.
Yeah. Now the way that I'm seeing this now though is that I can't buy it now at this point because it's at the VWAP. Now things are a little bit more in line, like you can sell this. This is in a place that you can sell, and this is in a place that you can buy.
Short threes. In here.
Technically, I could take threes, but I don't know. I think if I put my order in there, they get filled. That get filled.
$0.
Don't even take it out of your backpack at Dad's on Fridays.
Scratch those threes.
Nope, I don't like it. So there's a buy location down in here, anywhere down through here, really.
in ISM at the top of the hour.
Nope. Pulling, so. Emerging market crisis deepens.
10 seconds.
Problem though is that they are not moving into bonds as the safe haven. That's kind of the problem here. Wow.
61.3, it's a major beat there at 57.6 we were looking for. ISM manufacturing. Employment 58.5, prices paid
ISM manufacturing index
is
with a
also a
huge beat, 61.3 versus 57.6 expected.
65.1. Construction
Prices
spending
paid
in
also
July
beat.
up by 0.1%, that's a miss. Just recapping those numbers then, ISM manufacturing August comes in at 61.3.
The main one I know is that ISM manufacturing index is 61.3 versus 57.6 expected. That's a hell of a beat.
Construction spending in the US up by 0.1%.
I wish I still had my short threes. That's a bummer.
There's also a revision to the June
But there's
number.
no way I
That's
was
been
going to
scaled
hold
back to a
it
decline
through that.
of 0.8%.
Yeah, that was my same thought too. As I was like, oh, I wanted to be short there, but I didn't take it because of the news. But that's okay. That's the way it goes.
Yeah. Big gamble. So.
Also worth mentioning the central bank in Mexico saying that international reserves rise 173.6 to 176 points. Not again. Rise to 173.6 billion dollars.
Trying to get through evens there.
And just to reiterate on that, US manufacturing PMI number is the highest read since May 2004, so it's well before the crisis. Seeing firms going dollar, no surprise really. That's now down again in cable terms 128.24 compared with around 120.33 before that US ISM PMI manufacturing.
Well, they didn't come back very much, did they? Look at that in the 5-year. This is the one where it's saying just
ISM
sell into it.
manufacturing at 61.3 is the best level since May of 2004.
It's feeling a bit of the pinch today. Now at a nearly 7-week low, 52.7 to the US dollar, as the dollar pulls ahead following that major smash there by the ISM manufacturing index.
Now it's giving me that level break look. see that. There's a level break set up there in the 10-year.
And in fixed income, the 10-year US Treasury yield rises to a session high of 2.9% after manufacturing data.
$7K. It's too much.
Ford Motors saying that the industry-wide annual sales
21,000 contracts per
rate
5-minute interval
is
for the
17
past
to
30 minutes of the
17.4 million units of motor cars sold in. Ford says that the year-to-date annual sales rate ahead of expectations.
They sold a total net, or I should say, the delta for the 5-minute interval between 9 and 9:05, negative 12,000.
And in a conference call, Ford Motor furthermore says that overall health of the consumer is very strong right now, which provides a solid base for the US auto industry.
Top spreads come off its highs. Traded some at 5.5, back down to a weak bid at 4.
Okay. There we go, fix that. Well, it seems like there are some people trying to hold it here, but given the context, there's a chance for it to go. This is a spot where the level break can work because we were trending down, so Problem is that there was 7K that was absorbed there at 31.5, so that means they're gonna want to try and stop them out by pushing it up. Okay.
Quite a bit of size at 31.5. Did there.
Now that there's 7K, it's balanced again. There it is. 10. They didn't break it. Yeah, that's the right call.
Hey guys, for 1.5. I got 10,000 contracts. Finally steepening the euro-dollar spreads.
The dollar index now hitting a 2-week high, last up by 0.58% at 95.695. Meanwhile, the 10-year US Treasury yield highest since August 15th.
The volume is telling me reversal here, man. But what's this? I'm going to block it.
Bank of England's Carney says it expects about 10 basis points of August's 25 basis point rate hike to be passed on to savers.
Okay, well, it looks like that the level break would have worked, but it wasn't actually a level break. Given how much volume sold there, and to not see stops hitting is a little weird. Okay. This stacking here at 30.5 keeps going on. But it pulls off when we tick down. So once again, 6, and you're seeing it in the 5-year too. And you're seeing it a little bit in the 30-year. $39 now. So we'll watch this 53 right here, how much pulls. If we tick up, what happens there? We gotta watch this. Okay, so that's not a 6 anymore. And this is 3. So that's not necessarily what we want to see. Okay. Look at that now at 8. 45.91. Wow, 45 on the bid in the 5-year. $62. This is that counter trend move that never follows through for me. 820. This is the one that I sit in for 30 minutes and nothing happens. And then I leave and then it goes back up to 035. You're laughing. Why is that so pessimistic? But you know that's what's gonna happen. It always happens. It was so consistent that when I was able to trade through that period, I was really profitable through that period because of that, because I knew that that always happened. Okay, so that bid there is significantly weaker at 08. But I'd say it still looks okay. The 30-year I'm not so sure about. That's no good. That should not happen. The 5-year actually touched a new low there, didn't they? It's done this at my price way too many times today, hasn't it? Balanced. Well, the 5-year absorbs some there at the 8. Okay. So all these thousands above us in the 30-year that are kind of a problem. Well, I'd say that most of the reasons that I was like starting to like this trade are starting to fade. Oh, they bought up through 2000 that time. Not a strong bid. That's a little better. That dog. Okay. Well, I'm not exactly seeing pressure now, but we did tick up. The E-mini is heading down pretty solidly. Like a V-top. That may just be a pullback though. Because like I said, so that's a 6 again. But it's not like amazing. And this was where we saw 4. It's not ticking up through the 08 too. In 30 years, still not. So we can put the...
And one for the diary now. UK DMO says it's to sell 2.5 billion sterling of new January 2049 gilts with a coupon of 1.75% on September 11th.
Okay, so I'm seeing a little bit more of the pressure continue up.
Volkswagen, America's August sales up 0.7%. Get some insight now from ISM's Fiore, who's saying that the US manufacturing sector's strength in August was surprising, but says September likely another strong month. We're now hearing from the chair of the UK Parliament Treasury Committee saying that sooner government gives clarity on how long Carney serves as BOE governor, the better. And the chair there of that Treasury Committee also saying that any extension to Carney's term should not be used to delay succession planning.
Okay, well, I still really think that this is gonna go up, but it's 8:30 and it just came back to break even, and I couldn't even get 2 out of it. I guess it ticked into 2, but come on. Now this one is ridiculous because that should have only been 31, so it should have been minus 62 on the day. Tried fading it, but really, after it did that right there. The thing that's funny is that when it was back up at 04, I kind of thought, well, oh, but it was the news. So really this one of 04 was kind of the one, and I think that my strategy just didn't come through for us at that time. I think it probably should have been that that was it, you know? Maybe you could sell this 10 here. It did go, I mean, you did get a tick through there, but I think it's just kind of silly. Anyways, I feel dumb again. So I'm always taking it the wrong way. I have to say today was much more action like Treasuries should do, so that's good. But feeding this is not working, especially off of that. I mean, that I still think is a reliable buy signal. In fact, I think you buy it right there at 31. Yep. Well, let's not focus on it too much. I think we're still, now that we're getting some movement, that's cool. Let's just kind of work this out a little bit. Now that I get this, I can go back and look at some of my filters and determine if I'm being a little too, you know, hasty there. So this was a really good sell because it came through and then it bounced off. And the volume was all down. I don't get why I don't sell that. Okay, later.